Hello, hello. This is Orion Escalus, Celestial Wanderer, and AstraLog Member number 1. Hey, UA. Hey, Grand Raccoon. Welcome in. So, today is a kind of... Yeah, I always do a stream when I come back from Japan, where I talk about stuff. But because I actually streamed, like, twice when I was in Japan with Uma, we actually covered most of the stuff that we did there. So this recap stream is going to be a bit of a show and tell, I guess. I don't know. I don't... How do I put it? I'm afraid I'm going to come off as being too showy because I'm just showing stuff that I bought, and I bought too much stuff. And please don't take this in any way as a, yeah, I have so much to throw around and whatever. Hey Ken, welcome in. Hands. I mean, yes, I have hands. How do you think I play Dark Souls? How do you think I attempt to play Sekiro? Hey Lunar, welcome in as well. Yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a showing off kind of stream. Hold on a second. Shoot, I just realized my redeems don't show up on my tracker as usual. Let me okay, does that help? Can I see my redeems now? I did. It looks like 3 minutes ago Sora-san asked me to hydrate, so I will in fact do that. That is a reflective mug. Give me a sec. I'm gonna pour the water and drink that. But yeah, I'm kind of just gonna show off the stuff I bought and talk a little bit about where and why I got it and what sort of significance it might have. And oh my god, before anything else, I have to talk about how miserable the flight back was. Oh my god. Okay, so when I went to Japan in the spring, I was extremely lucky, and in both of my international flights, the two people that would have been next to me just never showed up. They were never there. So as a result, I essentially I had 3 seats to myself and could just lay down on the seats, and it was, I don't know, I had more room than like someone who had a first class seat. That was quite a lot, I think, and I was tremendously fortunate. But this time when I went, I believe the kind of plane that I took over the first time, there was only like 2 seats in the side. I always try picking an aisle seat, like some seat that will allow me to get up without bothering the person next to me, that kind of thing. But the trade-off is I now need to be the person that gets up if someone else is going to like get up in that row. A stretch from Pana. All right, I will do that in a second. Hold on a second. I'm going to drink the water that Sora requested first. Hey Pana, welcome in. All right, I have drunk the water, so time to stretch. Cross. I'm gonna do cross arm stretches. Right, left. Hammer stretch right. I'm still pretty limber because I was running around getting everything ready for this stream, realizing that, oh gosh, I do need a little more prep time. But I think I have it all in order. All right, wrists, finger stretches. All right, cool. Fully stretched out. So all of this tremendous luck in the spring, I had to pay back karmically. So there was a dude next to me on the flight there that, for whatever reason, there was only one power outlet in between the seats, and this guy was using it the entire time. Whatever, you know, I had a backup battery, so that didn't matter that much. But on the way back, I had the aisle seat. It was the configuration was like 3-3-3, so there was like a window, 3 seats, an aisle, 3 seats, an aisle, 3 seats, and a window, right? So like 9 across in a plane. It kind of boggles my mind how many people and things you could stuff into a plane. But anyhow, in this particular, oh gosh, there's a joke that's been in my head, and I'm afraid of making the joke. I'm afraid of making the joke because it may come off as tremendously insensitive. In fact, I'm not going to make the joke. You will have to pretend that I had a real zinger ready, but it was also insensitive, so I'm not going to say it. But there was a family of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A family of 6. Oh gosh, do I say the joke? It's insensitive. I can't say it. I can't say it. It's not that bad. Like, if you think I'm going to say something terrible, good lord, no, I'm not going to say something terrible. Yeah, sure. If you really want to know the joke, I'm going to say the joke. Roses are red, violets are blue. I don't have a joke, and neither do you. I do have a joke. Ah, gosh. Okay, I'm gonna tell the joke. Okay, oh, Kaito, thank you for the subscription on YouTube. All right, Nagamikai, thank you for the follow as well. Okay, all right, here's the joke. You wouldn't think Japan had a declining birth rate because of the family that was sitting rather adjacent to me. There was a single mom with 4 children, a newborn baby that she was holding, a daughter that was probably like 2 or 3, and identical twin sons that were probably 5 each. Of course, they're the same age because they're twins, right? So the way the seating configuration worked, she had the row behind me, in which she was taking care of the newborn and like the 2-year-old, and the twin sons were sitting next to me. And good lord, kids on a plane are obnoxious. So like, yeah, sure, you have the crying baby in the back, but like, the thing is, I actually think this parent actually cared about the conduct of her kids, but she was tired. She looked so tired, so I don't blame her. And honestly, most of the shenanigans I had to deal with is just kids being dumb. You know, everyone was a kid at one point. Maybe you weren't a kid on a plane, but I don't know. I was a kid on a plane once. I was very well behaved, I guarantee it. I wouldn't say if I was poorly behaved. But hey, Kaito, welcome in. Yeah, so I just came back, and I was there for 2 weeks with my gosh, normally you call them gen mates, right? But like, we don't have generations in AstraLog, so just a group mate, I guess. Uma, my group mate, went with me. Really, it was Uma's first trip, and I was there to kind of accompany them. But again, the seating configuration was the mom in the row behind me with the newborn and the daughter, the Orion Escalus. Whoa, big deal. Oh man, I can't believe I was sitting in the same row as Orion. Oh my gosh, incredible. Anyhow, the 2 twin sons that were in the row with me were incredibly rambunctious. And you know how even if there's identical twins, there are like behavioral differences between... Hey, Batman guy, welcome in. Pineapple indeed. Good to see you. You know how, like, even though they're identical twins, they behave differently? You could tell one of them was the quiet twin, and one of them was, like, they were both rambunctious, right? But one of them was quieter than the other. And the one that was more energetic was kind of bullying the quiet one a lot. And we have taken off, and we're, like, probably 10 minutes into the flight when the quiet one starts clutching their stomach. And the rambunctious one, the extra rowdy one, kind of like perks up and starts punching his brother in the stomach. And the quiet one is kind of having a crisis, and I'm like, oh no. And like, eventually the rowdy one starts pressing down, like kneading his brother's stomach, like pushing his stomach in. And you hear like a dame, ya bye from the kid next to me. He shit himself. It smelled so bad. It smelled so bad. And it was like that the entirety of the flight. Just this awful wafting smell. Like, how else am I supposed to describe what happened? Okay, but I had to sit next to this kid who had an accident. most of the flight, because more happens, right? And it smells terrible. And somehow the kids pull out Nintendo Switches or something, and I think they're playing Monster Hunter Stories or something, and they're just playing their Switches, and it smells so bad. And there's a thing they do on planes, especially if you're flying internationally and you're crossing a bunch of time zones. They will sort of simulate a day-night cycle in the plane by having all the passengers close their windows, of course all the windows are closed, right? Because you don't actually open windows and stuff in a plane, but like the shades, right? They have all the passengers close the shades, they'll dim the lights and encourage everyone to be quiet and restful, because they're trying to force everyone's like circadian rhythms, right? That's the name for like your body's sleep cycle. Just trying to force everyone's sleep cycle into a more ideal kind of thing so that they're not going to be as jet lagged when they land. And normally, if you fall asleep when it gets dim in the plane and you stay awake when they have the lights on, you're probably going to be pretty well adjusted when you land. It works surprisingly well. But hours pass, and now it is nighttime in the plane. They dim the lights, and both of these kids turn on, like, every seat has like a little light that you could turn on, and it has like there's like a slider or a knob or something that allows you to make it brighter or dimmer. And usually if you drop something on the ground or something, you need to pick it up, or if you're just doing something where you need a little bit of light, you turn it on just a little bit, like pretty dimly, so that you're not going to bother everyone. Both twins maxed out their lights, and it might as well have not been the night cycle time in the plane, because it was just shining lights. And I wrapped like a hoodie around my head so that I, one, wouldn't have to smell the kid that was next to me, and two, I wouldn't have to see the lights. But these kids were no longer satisfied playing their Switches. They had activated the sort of like back of seat touchscreen Android kind of. So when you're on a big plane that's flying internationally for a long flight, it's pretty common for the back of the seat in front of you to have like an Android tablet or something like built into the back that you can watch movies on, or listen to music. And in the case of some kids activities, there's games that you could turn on, like, I don't know, tic-tac-toe, just some kind of like very, very low budget mobile game kind of experience, right? And this particular flight had 2048 installed on the tablets. 2048 being that like sliding puzzle game with the numbers that everyone was super obsessed with years ago. Anyway, both kids turned 2048 on and didn't understand how to play. So you know what they did? They started slapping the screen in front of them. They just slapping them, absolutely slapping the screens. And it was noisy as hell, and it was shaking the seats. They just kept slapping the seats. And I turned back and look at the mom, and she is knocked out. She managed to get the newborn to sleep, and the 2-year-old is kind of awake as well, and notices the brothers are slapping their screens. So you know what the 2-year-old does too? She starts slapping the screen on the seat in front of her, which happens to be my seat. So there's a triple tapping noise of these kids just absolutely whapping with their hands the like Android tablet screens in front of them, shaking the seats. My seat is like experiencing an earthquake because of the like 2-year-old just agitating the chair in front of her. And the mom's asleep, the newborn's asleep. It smells really bad, and the twins have stopped slapping the monitors in front of them and have now started slapping each other. I've been talking about this for like 15 minutes. They just start slapping each other, and they're like elbowing everywhere, and they keep elbowing me, and I'm just like, I am so tired. I want to sleep. It's night cycle. I'm going to be so jet lagged when we land, because, man, come on. Okay, so I actually press, I very rarely ever press a button on, I like the button that calls the flight attendant over. because I don't want to, they're doing the best they can, these flight attendants, and I don't want to like bother them in any way, shape, or form if I don't need to, because they come around fairly frequently with water and stuff. Oh gosh, speaking of water, I didn't even talk about the kids were constantly drinking water the entire flight. Every 15 minutes, one of the two, like, they had like a going to the bathroom cycle of 30 minutes. Each one needed to go to the bathroom every 30 minutes, and they staggered it. So every 15 minutes, I had to get up. It's like twin number one was like, I gotta use the bathroom. Nudges me and is like, sumimasen. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta get up and let this kid out, right? Then he gets back. 15 minutes pass. Twin number two has got to use the bathroom. Ah, sumimasen. I have to get up again, right? 15 minutes pass. Twin number one needs to use the bathroom again. And this cycle repeated. Anyway, I press the button because I'm not able to fall asleep and I feel miserable. I just want to sleep. And the flight attendant comes over and I'm like, hey, do you have earplugs or an eye mask or something? And they were like, I'm sorry, we don't. And they saw what was happening and looked at me for a second and were like, do you want to move your seat? And I just said, yes, please. Yes, please. They moved me to like the only seat that was available, which was like one of those emergency exit row seats, like maybe 10 seats ahead of where I was sitting previously. Like, it was a little weird because I didn't have a place to put my stuff, but the dude that was sitting there was like, oh my gosh, I heard the kids, you could sit here 100%. I'm like, thank you so much, and the crazy thing is every 30 minutes you could tell that the kids were like, one of the kids was still getting up and using the bathroom every 30 minutes because this awful smell just permeates the aisle every 30 minutes when the kid who had the accident just is going to the bathroom. Like, what the heck, man? So I eventually got to sleep, but not until I had endured like 8 hours of these kids' shenanigans. Good gravy. Good Lord. Well, let's talk about fun stuff now, okay? Oh, man. So, because I didn't get to sleep just right on the plane. My sleep cycle was kind of messed up when we landed. And I've been jet lagged so bad. I actually wanted to do this stream yesterday. I wanted to do this on Tuesday. But, like, I could feel, like, partway through the day, like, right before I posted my schedule, I'm like, this is going to be an awful day. I'm going to feel as bad as I did Monday night. So I actually just moved it on my schedule to Wednesday and said, it is Wednesday, right? I don't have... My perception of time is distorted. I'm 99% sure it is what? Wednesday. Okay. It's Wednesday, my dudes! And dudettes, and all the other wonderful people that are not covered by that umbrella. But anyway, it's fun time. We're going to talk about stuff I bought that I probably didn't need, but I'm happy to have. Right? Retail therapy. That's what going to Japan is like for me at this point, because I've seen most everything that there. I don't want to say I've seen everything in Tokyo, but I've seen enough in Tokyo that if I do a trip that's mainly just Tokyo related, I am going to end up buying a lot of stuff. Retail therapy. Especially because I don't have to like move my luggage every single day. It's nice to just, well, I don't know, like I just fill my luggage with stuff. Meta play. I say this every time I travel, but when you're going to Japan, if you ever get to go to Japan, oh gosh, make sure if you're flying with an airline that allows you to carry 2 checked bags, totally put your carry-on inside like a checked bag, like one of the big suitcases. And then when you're in Japan, buy another suitcase if you don't have a second one and you want to bring more stuff back, because they're cheap. Go to Don Quixote. You can probably get one for like 9,000 yen or something, which is quite cheap. It's like $60, $55 US. It's not much. But anyway, let's talk about some cool stuff. I don't really have an order. I don't really know what order I'm going to be talking about things, but this is just the first thing I grabbed, which is just like a coaster from Tokyo Skytree. The story behind this one is I kind of wanted to buy a souvenir, and there's like a gift shop way high up, like floor 375 or something. They call them floors, but really it's like 375 meters. They had that like gift shop up there, and I was like, I'll just buy one coaster because it's kind of nice. How much English versus English is there? You would be surprised. I think the majority of like signage, I mean, you'll see typos every now and then, but you kind of have to seek out the like silly text and stuff. I think most things that are being sold in like a touristy kind of capacity are probably spell checked. Like Tokyo Skytree, height 634 meters or something. 634. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's spelled right here, but maybe if you saw like a printed paper sign or something reminding you that they may only accept cash in like a store or something, it might not be spelled properly, but you'll be able to understand it probably. But anyway, I bought one coaster, and I am like conditioned at this point to think, hey, if I'm going to buy a souvenir at a tourist destination, it's going to cost a lot of money, like an unreasonable amount of money. I bet if I bought this from like what's a comparable location to like the Skytree, like the CN Tower in Toronto. I bet if I went to the CN Tower in Toronto and I bought a coaster from the gift shop, it would probably cost me like what, 15, 20 CAD or something, maybe 10 if it's not a fancy one. This cost 400 yen. When I got like the notification on my phone that like currency had been converted in my credit card, it was like, yeah, this is like $2.30. And I'm like, huh? Like $2.30 USD. I'm like, huh? That feels absurdly low for some kind of souvenir. I don't know. I like coasters because I put coffee mugs on them and they don't stain my tables. Yeah, it's not much, and I kind of wish that I bought more before I left because I could have gotten like the whole set of colors, but I got blue because I like blue. I am blue. Dabba-dee-dabba-die. Yeah, that's one thing. This is within reach. This is not something I paid any money for. This is the silly paper hat thingy that they were distributing at Atlas Fest. I'd imagine they maybe give it away at TGS or game shows where Atlas games are being presented, like showcases or something. But yeah, I coincidentally was in Akiba the Sunday of the second day of Atlas Fest, which I guess is Atlas, the game developer / publisher, in charge of Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, Catherine. I'm sure they've published some other wacky games as well. What, 3D Dot Heroes? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I wasn't there I wasn't in Akiba that day for the fest, but I noticed that the streets were closed off and people were walking around, like literally in the road, which I thought was kind of neat. I've never seen that happen before in Akiba. But there's a lot of people milling around, and there was an event space that I'd never seen open before that had all of its doors, all of its like shutters open, and there was like a huge Atlas setup in there. There were really highly detailed, like life-size statues of Thanatos, Izanagi, and Arsene, the like three quote-unquote main personas, I guess. Technically it's Orpheus in P3, but Thanatos is the canon one. There's a statue of Aegis. There were a few giant Jack Frosts. Yeah, and they were just distributing these, and I took one and was like, I'm not gonna wear it, but it's fun just to have. I have a friend who is super into Atlas, and I'm just gonna give this to them as like some kind of souvenir. Say hee-ho. Guess that's what you do. Yeah, yeah, a lot of people wearing that. There were a lot of people wearing casual cosplays as well. Like, sure, if you see someone in cosplay, you're like, oh, that person's cosplaying, right? There were people in like ordinary clothing that if you looked at them, you're like, wait a second, that's Marie from Persona 4, or oh wow, they're dressed up as Yukari from P3, or oh, that's Makoto from P5. But like, you could tell it was like ordinary clothes as well. So I'm like, wow, that's kind of neat. Yeah, I happened to be there. Like, I saw Atlas Fest was happening, and it was like free. You could walk in, and but like you needed to wait in an extremely long line, and I hate waiting in lines. So I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. I wasn't planning on going to that. I don't care enough to wait 2 hours in line for whatever happens to be behind that shutter, kind of thing. Like you could still kind of see your way in. I think they had a stage where they were doing panels, and they had like maybe the developers come up and talk about the game and how they develop P3 Reload or something. But at one point I went into like some stores and came out again, and there was a hubbub. Like the crowd was going wild for some reason, and me and Uma wandered over and we're like, well, what's going on? Lotus Juice, the rapper from the Persona series, gets up on stage and starts singing and rapping Mass Destruction, which is the normal battle theme from P3. And the crowd was going wild, and I was like, whoa. Live performance, pretty great. Serendipitous, as they say. I had no intention of being there, but I got to experience it anyway by sheer coincidence. Oh, what else is within reach? Man, this is highly reflective. I hope that's not going to show too much. Yeah, Uma really wanted to go to the Unchi Museum, the Unko Museum, the Kawaii Poop Museum in Odaiba, the day that we went. Yes, this is a snake, but if you look closely, it also has the exact same silhouette as like the poop emoji. Does the VTuber model also have realistic hands? It sure does. It sure does, but they're off screen right now because they're on screen here. Hey Gabriel, welcome in. Yeah, but somehow they managed to make like this art, this pop art, modern mishmash. I don't even know how to describe it. It was a museum celebrating the poop emoji, I guess. Yeah, it's either green poop or a snake. It was interesting because like you went into this museum and they gave you like plastic poop, but not in a traditional sense. They actually had you sit down on a row of rainbow colored toilets, and once you were sitting on there for long enough, there would be like a magical ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum noise that would come out of your toilet, and you would stand up. Like, of course you're still fully clothed because it's not a real toilet. You stand up and there's a plastic poop waiting for you inside. There's like a chute that it drops down from, and that you like carry it around, and it was a fever dream. I wasn't super into what was happening, but Uma sure was. But one of the aspects of the museum is once you enter the main area, there's like an arcade of kusoge. Who came up with this? I don't know, but they what was admission? It was like 1,500 yen. It was 1,500 yen? Was it 1,000 yen? It wasn't too bad. It didn't cost that much, and it was a trip. But there was an arcade of kusoge, which is sort of like a pop culture term used to describe shitty games. Kuso game. Kusoge. I don't know, man. But there were like a lot of games you could play with like a single button. And this snake actually came from one of the games, technically. Like I got this from a capsule machine that was right outside of it, but this snake was like the mascot for one of those games. I actually didn't play that game. I played a few other games and was like, wow, these are like browser games circa 2001, like a Macromedia Flash player on your Internet Explorer browser. Good gravy. Good lord. Oh well, it was interesting, and Uma had a great time. So you know what? More power to him, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I got to experience the fever dream for myself. But I got the snake. I could have gotten like there were like 5 different variants of poop, and one of them was the snake. And I'm glad I got the snake and not something else. Okay, that's the snake. I could show off the CDs I bought. All right, fair note. I don't really have a way of easily playing CDs. If I wanted to rip a CD to listen to, or just play it, I'd have to, I don't know, dig out my old laptop that still has a disk drive in it. Actually, you know, I think I do have a DVD disk drive. I don't know if it reads CDs. But I got CDs anyway, because CDs are cool. And I like displaying them on my shelf and being like, hey, I actually have that. And then I listen to it on Spotify anyway. But what I got a few CDs from... Yeah, hold on a second. I got a few CDs from Mandarake in Nakano Broadway. I've talked about this before, but it's this big shopping complex that has a lot of Mandarakes in it. And one of the, which is a used Japanese pop, like secondhand Japanese pop culture kind of thing. Kind of strange that laptops don't have the disk drive. I mean, desktops don't even have it either. And honestly, disk drives are kind of bulky, so it does help them slim the laptop a bit. Yeah, but Karu, hello. Imagine being so amazing and being named Orion. Well, I am at least one of those things, and I think it's Orion. I think. But one of the Mandarakes in Nakano Broadway was specializing entirely in secondhand CDs and stuff. And I actually picked up a few. Hopefully this isn't too reflective. That is very reflective. But I believe it's just reflecting my ceiling. So that is all you get to see. I'm both being and named Orion. That's crazy. But this is the OST for Idolmaster Side M, and this is just like a single that I really like from Love Live Hasuna Sora. Great music, and this one in particular, I wanted the FLAC version of like the credits music that plays in the last episode. It's super good. Imagine being so humble and named Orion as well. I'm at least one of those, and I think it's humble. I don't know about Orion. Hey Dom, welcome in. Yeah, but 2.5D Idol series, I like them quite a lot, and I happened to imagine loving the frigid outskirts and being named Orion. False on both counts. I am Ichabod before I love the frigid outskirts. Imagine being Orion and named Orion as well. You got me there. You got me there. Yeah, but 2.5D Idol kind of things. I noticed that like both of these still have their obies on them. I guess when... Yeah, so these obies are like the paper sort of inserts that wrap around the spine. If I were to open these up, they'd actually like, you could take them off. I guess whoever turned them in and was like done with them and brought them to the secondhand store kept the obies too, which is kind of nuts. Imagine being the first member of AstraLog named Orion as well. Oh. I think you've got me there. Yeah, but it's pretty neat. I think I will listen to them later. I'll dig up my laptop and find some way of listening to them easily. And then I went to Tower Records on another day and I got this one, which is another Love Live Hasuna Sora song. It's great. It's Holiday Holiday. I think I played that before when I was doing an art stream at one point. Imagine imagining and being imagined as well. Well, can you imagine an imaginary menagerie manager managing an imaginary menagerie? I thought so. It's actually pretty easy. You just have to imagine a dude taking care of a zoo. That easy. Hey, yeah, someone went on an album spree. Not as much as Uma, that's for sure. Uma got a bunch of albums. I think he managed to find a bunch of Toho stuff and a bunch of stuff that Toho bands had done original music that they did. He bought a lot. It was all good stuff, but I pretty much just got like CDs that I would be like happy to own, you know? And this is like one of my favorite Love Live Hasuna Sora songs. So I was like, oh, I want that. Hey, Big Decus. Nice anime disc I have there. Oh, yes. Very nice indeed. Welcome in. And thank you for the first time, chat. Uncensored hands. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's too much trouble to have to wear gloves. I mean, these are my hands. They're literally my hands. Hey, Alato. Good to see you. Doing good. A little jet lagged, but I'm better than I was a few days ago. And the last two CDs I got were actually from the Kirby Cafe. That is so reflective, but I think it's just my ceiling and my lamp. Yeah, the Kirby Cafe OST has songs from across the entire Kirby franchise that have been modified to sound like cafe remixes. Yes, I did. I had been there before. I had actually been there before previously. Like, it's quite hard to get Kirby Cafe reservations. You need to reserve spots a month in advance. Like, there's a particular day every month that reservations for the next month open, and you have to like get super lucky that you get a slot on the website before they all get snapped up, and it's kind of difficult. And I did not actually get reservations this time around. However, someone that Uma knew who was traveling in Japan did, and when they locked in for a larger number than the party that they originally had, because they figured they would be able to find someone who would be happy to join in. Once you hit a certain number of people in the reservation, it goes from being a reservation for a table to like a reservation for like this little party room kind of thing. Like there's a nook in the corner that is like extra nicely dressed up in Kirby decor, and it has like a garden aesthetic, and once your party exceeds a certain amount, you get this room, and you could fill this room essentially. So this person managed to get the room, and we're like, hey, Uma, do you have a +1 you want to bring to the Kirby Cafe? I'm like, heck yeah, I'll come to the Kirby Cafe. I think the Kirby Cafe has 2 primary menus. It has a winter menu and a summer menu, and last time I went, it was the winter menu, but this time it was the summer menu, and it's more or less the same. They just move side dishes around and change like which characters are being highlighted in which characters being highlighted in particular dishes. I ordered like a wispy woods thing. How do I describe it? They had these cups, these mugs that represented like stackable brown mugs with the wispy woods parts on them. So like the bottom mug had roots, the middle one had its face, and the top one had a lid that was like the foliage of the tree. And each layer was filled with either a soup or a fondue or like rice, I think, like a fried rice risotto kind of thing. It was quite good. Yeah, I have to say, a lot of cafes, like character cafes, collab cafes, won't have the greatest of food. The Kirby Cafe is an exception. The food there is actually really good. Pokemon Cafe, I don't know. It tastes like a kid's cuisine. Like it's not super great. Kamen Rider Cafe, I've talked about this before, but it's like, yeah, Kamen Rider Drive Ramen. And it's a bowl of ramen with a Hot Wheels car sticking out of it. I'm like, bro, what is this? Yeah, the Kirby Cafe, good stuff. Love Live Cafe, terrifying. You get the drinks, get the parfaits, don't get the food. Good lord. Like, I've never had fried rice with pink sugar crystals in it before, or blue fettuccine alfredo because the character's image color is blue. Just don't. Just stick with the parfaits. But Kirby Cafe, go ham, because the food is really good. Yeah, last time I went, I had a burger, but this time it was the Wispy Woods thing. And the music that they play in the cafe is off of these CDs, which is kind of nice. Oop, hydrate. Hey Fafnir, welcome in. I will most certainly hydrate. That's it for CDs though. Oh gosh, should I actually do the Nessos next? I think I'll do the Nessos next. Maybe. All right, taking bets. How many Nesoberry plushes do you think I got? Because I know how many jumbos I have. I do not know how many smaller ones I have. Oh my gosh. All right, so if you have been around my channel at all or know me at all, you know I have an obsession with plushies in general, but Nesoberry plushes. Okay. Let's do guesses for all of them, right? And I will give you a number to work off of. I have 5 jumbo Nesoberries. I bought 5 of them. Every time I saw a jumbo Hanayo, I bought it. Actually, in fact, anytime I saw any Hanayo Nesoberry, I bought it. But jumbos are significantly larger. I could probably do a stream explaining like what the different Neso sizes are, but they're adorable. They're my favorite plushie, and I am collecting the Hanayo ones. I have a great many Hanayo Nesoberries. I don't even know how many I have. Did you buy so much that TSA had to grab you? No. in order for TSA to grab you, you need to have the biggest red flag for TSA is if you get tax-free exemption on, I believe, over 800 USD of stuff, which means you need to spend $8,000 USD in Japan and get it all tax-free. Because once you spend that much, it puts you in like a different bracket. You're no longer a normal personal traveler. You are shipping stuff at that point. And it's kind of difficult to reach that point as a solo traveler. You would essentially need to like buy Rolex watches, like suitcases full of Rolex watches to hit that point, I think. Actually, no, Rolex watches are crazy expensive. They're probably more than 8,000. I think if you buy watches, it falls in a different category. I don't know. But they would flag you if you have that much. And I assure you, I did not spend 8,000 USD on nesoberis. In fact, used stuff in Japan, if it's common, is not that expensive. I'm about to drop 8K on the most expensive figurines. Yo, get like one of those life-size figurines. I'm gonna buy $8,000 worth of Gash Bell merch in Japan. Yo, good taste. You probably could find that at Nakano Broadway, honestly. If you go to, yeah, actually, if you ever go, anyone, if you ever go to Japan, hit Akiba, but also go to Nakano Broadway. It's so cool. It's so cool. I highly recommend. All right, I'm drinking that water that Fafnir redeemed 2 minutes ago. The most expensive Kurumi Tokisagi figures. Oh man. All right. Shall I try to put the 5 Jumbo Nessos I got on screen as proof that I got them? All right, here we go. Gotta keep watering the streamer Chiapet. All right. Oh gosh, there is no way that I'm fitting all of these in frame. So cute. They're so fluffy. I love it. Yes, yes, this is a snow elation Hanayo. I love it. All right. And here is another one. Nessos aren't terribly expensive. Like the old ones are not terribly expensive, and these are quite old. They're probably from Snow Halation Sing cover now. Gosh, do I do an impromptu? Depending on how long the stream is, maybe I'll oh gosh, I wonder if I can at the end of the stream I will sing Snow Halation. I will sing yes, it's a solid yellow. It's solid yellow. Yeah, I'll sing Snow Halation at the very end, right? Okay, no way in heck I'm putting all 5 of these monstrously large Nessos on screen. Okay. All of AstraLog should do a joint cover. Ooh. Keeping this on in the background. Okay, well, you're gonna get it. I know at 9, right? You all are doing the Firefly pulls. I bless you all. A single pull, each of you. Every single person in that stream will get it in a single pull. First try. Gary, I can't be saying that because I'm lying. I'm lying. I don't have any control over that. I don't have any control. All right, so I'll have you know that nesoberis compress extremely well in luggage. If you squish them, they will fit. BZK deserves to not pull after he pulls 3 Alsace and Azure Lane. Azure Lane, I'd imagine. If Ori lied, I'm subscribing to his Twitch. Don't subscribe to my Twitch. Don't subscribe to my Twitch. You don't have to give me money. Do not do that. Meanwhile, I do have that control. I say you won't get her. Oh no. This is like, what's that Disney movie? Sleeping Beauty, where like the 3 fairies are blessing Aurora or something. Except Hikaru and Sele because they're members. They're new. I mean, yes, they are the same one. And I believe at this point I have over 30 of the same one. I have over 30. Yeah, but it's like that Sleeping Beauty thing. You know, the three fairies are blessing the princess, and then the like Witch of Darkness appears, Maleficent, and is like, I curse you instead. And it's like, darn, I'm trying to help their pulls. Can't help but love their faces. Two new? No, I got 5 of them. I got 5 of them. Elva, you just missed the 2 snow halation ones I got too. I managed to fit these all in my luggage. All 5 of them. But we're doing running. Is my bed made out of jumbos? I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be completely honest. When I was prepping for this stream, that is exactly where I put them. There are 30 Hanayo Nessos on my bed right now. There are, honestly, there are more Hanayos on my bed than me. I mean, I'm not on my bed right now, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. 30. Yes, I have that many. I have that many Hanayo Nessos. In fact, oh gosh, the thing is, every Love Live character that has a Jumbo Nesso, I have at least one of. I built custom shelves so that I could display them all like in my room. I have a lot. I love these things. I have too many. Hey Coops, welcome in, and welcome Elva as well. Sele is on Ori's bed. What the heck? Are you underneath all these nesoberries? Ethan, hello. We're taking bets right now for how many nesoberries I have in total, because I got a lot. I got a lot of them. But the hint is, the thing is, I actually don't even know how many I got on this trip, because I know I have 5 of the jumbos, right? The monster inside his bed, that's like a messed up Halloween town. I am the monster under your bed. It's like, I'm the monster in the bed. I'm like, man, is housing that bad? Hey Kiwi, welcome in. Amongst the sea of yellow, there is an orange. You're the bed? What? Wait, hold on a second. Probably small enough to fit in it. What is this? Vote for 20 or more. Okay. Oh my gosh. Imagine like a cursed millennial version of the Halloween Town song, but like they've had to cut back on a lot of things. Okay. So, 5 jumbos added to the pile. I believe there are now like 35 Nessos on my bed right now. 37. I think 37 is a bit much, but we'll see. We'll see. 37. I mean, perhaps I have 37 in total if you include the ones I already have. But I'm just talking about the ones that I've acquired. All right, I'm gonna start putting Nessos on the table. They are smaller ones. They are the significantly smaller ones. So, all right. Hanata, the sing and smile. AstraLog Nessos when? Oh man, God, I wish. We'll see about that. Nesso table. Yeah, this is Kanata with her Sing and Smile outfit from Love Live Nijigasaki. Here's Rena. She's the one with the sort of digital board that she uses as to be expressive. It's interesting. She's like on the spectrum and has like difficulty expressing her emotions like on her face, so she uses the board. I think they did a really good job with her character. It's neat. Ryan, where did the rent money go? Stroking the Nessos. I don't know, man. At this point, I'm paying the Nessos rent. At some point, he's gonna make these his mascots. Gonna be real, I thought about it. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out what my mascot is designed and what it looks like, and I can't just rip off nesoberries. Unfortunately, it is copyrighted. Wait, who's on the spectrum? Rena. She can't really physically express her emotions, but she uses the sort of like emojis on her board to do it. Hey Owling, welcome in. This little plushy keychains living rent free in your house. Oh my gosh. All right, more Nessos. Oh wow. Yeah, this next one is not a Love Live Nesso. It's a Kantai collection Nesso. It's one of the abyssals. I don't know anything about contact collection, but this one has glasses that are actually like plastic and reflective, so I'm pointing it away from me. But I don't know. It's one of the contact collection abyssals. I think this counts as a nesoberry. I didn't either. I didn't know they had nesoberries either, and I just saw them in like a pile of plushies at Mandarake, and I'm like, wow, that's cute. It's got glasses. Okay, let me keep digging. We've got 2 brand new girls, I believe. 2 brand new girls, Hanayos. I believe I got these for like 200 yen each. not a lot. Hey Chai, welcome in. I'm showing off all the Nessos I have acquired in my travels. Let's see. Here's another arena with an alternate face, actually. Most Rena nesoberries, yeah, so when she's not performing, when she's not in her performance outfit, she uses a notepad to sketch her emotions out on it instead. And usually she's winking with one eye, but this is an interesting one because it's like an alternate expression. I didn't know it existed. And when I saw that she had like a neutral face in this, I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. Pretty cool. Oh, story time. Here's a very interesting Hanayo nesoberry because yes, these are 2 brand new girls outfit Hanayos, which they only made not brand new girls. No brand girls, yeah, with the no brand girls outfit. These are like the smallest that plushie Nessos come in. They technically come smaller if they're in the figurine size. This is a magnetic Hanayo figurine nesoberry that is attached to my microphone, actually. This did not... I did not acquire this in my trip. I had it earlier, but I'm just using that as an example. No brand? Aren't they Rin and Ren? Nah. These are Hanayos. These are Hanayos. But this is an interesting one because when I saw... Hey, Corn, welcome in. Give them to you? No, they're mine. They're mine. So the interesting story behind this one is I saw this at a K-Books in Radio Kaikon. Yeah, Bokuro wa Ima no Nakade. When I saw it, it was kind of like poking its head out of like a pile of like Hanayo stuff because they have like a section with Love Live. And I saw the head poking out. I was like, oh, nice, a Hanayo nesoberry, I'll buy it. And I pick it up and I notice it's Bokuro wa Ima no Nakade, which is the opening song for the original generation of Love Live. And I was confused because I didn't know this existed at all. I have been collecting nesoberries for a long time, probably ever since the first batch came out for like original Love Live. And I've never seen this outfit before. I'm like, what? There's Bokuro wa Ima no Nakade outfits? And I got it. It was like 1,000 yen. And I brought it back to the hotel and I didn't really think much more about it. And I was just like, wow, I'm kind of dumb. I just didn't know it existed. But then I looked it up because I was curious. Turns out, or it is difficult to find information about releases. I don't read Japanese that well. I can read basic kanji, I can read katakana and stuff, but if I was to search for news and information about Japanese product releases, that would be very difficult, right? But I did my best, and I was like, where did this design come from? Because I've never heard of this outfit being made into a nesoberry before. She's even got little star hairpins, just like me! Just like me! For real. Okay. Turns out that this was quite a rare special edition nesoberry that was not easy to get. Quote unquote not easy to get. There was a streaming service in Japan in 2019 that was brand new, I think, and was just starting out. They made they were sponsored by Sega, and one of the notable things that they were saying was on their streaming service was the original series of Love Live, which I believe at the time wasn't super Like, if you wanted to watch it, you might have had to like buy the Blu-rays or something. But they had all of it streaming in Japan. And they had a promotional table at Comiket, the big comic market festival that occurs twice a year. They had a industry booth there, and they were raffling off special Love Live nesoberis that they had a very short run produced specifically for them, specifically for this raffle. You had to win a raffle to get these. Like in 2019. What's interesting is the original generation of Love Live was way earlier than this. The nesoberis were made differently, and they used different qualities of fabrics. Like, the original nesoberis were not as fluffy as the modern ones, but this is like an extremely fluffy Hanayo nesoberi, which is like kind of unusual because they used a different kind of fabric that was less fluffy back then. Turns out these are brand new modern nesoberis that were made based on the original designs with an exclusive outfit specifically for this event. And I thought that was kind of neat. And I was like, wow, I must have gotten really lucky, because if you look for these online, the only listings you could find are like 80, 100 USD each. Like, they were quite rare. Why am I saying were? Hey, Danny, welcome in. Why am I saying were? Because I have a theory that either the company, how do I put this? Either the company went out of business, or they finished their raffle and they had like a box left over. My theory is that the box left over that they had got passed around a bunch internally until eventually it ended up in someone's hands, and they just brought it to a secondhand store and sold them all. Because let me show you something. I have a second one. Lucian, hello. Raiders, welcome in. Oh my gosh. Let me do a shout out. Butler Raid, hey guys, welcome in. I know you were playing Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Oh, thank you for the shout out, Sele. Yeah, it's quite difficult for me to type anything because my keyboard is over there. It's that direction. But hello, welcome in. If you all need to rest or drink water, eat food, by all means, eat, drink, be merry. But if you want to hang around, I'm just showing off the spoils of my most recent trip to Japan. Yeah, it is significantly late for you, isn't it? Definitely get some sleep. But thank you for the raid. Appreciate it a lot. Hope you had fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, but my theory is that a big box of leftovers got dropped off all at once because there's quite a lot of them. All right, wholesome reminder. You know what? Because there's a bunch of Nessos on the table, like what you like. As long as it's not hurting anyone else, there's no shame. Like, I was told by my parents for years, Mama Papa Escalus being like, someday you'll grow out of plushies and they'll collect dust and whatever. You gotta grow up. Nah, man. Love what you love, and I love cute plushies. Cute things are great. 10 out of 10. Love what you love. Enjoy what you enjoy. Don't let other people be the judge. Unless you love murder. Okay? If you love murder, you probably need to stop. But plushies? Oh, I love them so much. Yeah, but the fact I was able to find a second one in another store for like also 1,000 yen gets me thinking that maybe there was a big box of leftovers that just got brought in all at once. No murder. I'm sorry. No murder. I cannot condone that. Nessos are made by harvesting the souls of dead. No, let's not go there. I don't even want to think about that. As long as you're not hurting someone else, I'm assuming that excludes murder by default. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But I have 2 of them now. So it's great. I love it. Oh, by the way, if you're in Japan and you want plushies, the Surugaya right by the station in Yokohama has so many plushies. What is the count? We'll count them up at the end because I forgot already. And here's the thing, right? Here's another. This is Cuckoo from Love Live Superstar, which is like the 4th generation. Interestingly, I've talked about this before, but I was a big fan of her voice actress before she won the audition to get into Love Live, which is very interesting. Though what's interesting about this one is I got this one at a Loshing which is another one of those secondhand like anime goods stores, and it was like 200 yen. And I brought it up to the counter, and apparently this had like an extra sticker on it that was like, this is a heavily damaged product. It is only 200 yen despite being like of a relatively valuable nesoberry. It's only 200 yen because it's very badly damaged. They literally paused my transaction and found an employee that could speak pretty good English and had them tell me, hey, just so you know, before you drop like $1.20 USD on this, like 200 yen on this, we need you to know that this is an extremely badly damaged product and you cannot return it. I'm like, it's 200 yen, man. And I look at it and I'm like, I don't even know what's wrong with it. It looks fine. Like, I think it's missing the like metal chain thingy that would go through the loop, right? So it's heavily damaged. I'm like, it's adorable. That's what it is. Is it the chain? It might be the chain, yeah. But they were like, look, it even still has the tag attached. Oh my gosh, forbidden knowledge, right? I'm gonna do something. I do this to educate everyone, okay? Majority of nesoberries have white panties, okay? Okay, come on. I need you to understand. This is for science. I'm about to get demonetized. I'm not going to upskirt a nesoberry, okay? But the majority of nesoberries, if they have like skirts, have white panties, okay? Like, universally. These Bokuro wa Ima no Nakade nesoberries have black panties. I've never seen this before. And you know what? Neither will you unless you buy one of these nesoberries, because I'm not showing you. I just think it's interesting because like all of them use a certain template, but these ones were a little different for some reason. They put white panties on a Miku one. That would be blasphemy. Everyone knows they're striped white and blue. How do you know the colors? I mean, how do you not? Like, I'll never mind. On to the next. Here's a snow halation Hanayo, but it's small. They actually make them in these small format ones. Adorable. And the next two I said, there's yet more. I actually think this is the end. I actually think this is all of them. Let me double check. Yeah, I actually think this is all the nesoberries at this point. These I actually won from Crane Games in the arcade. The shells and the nestles are placed face against the wall. No, they face me. I want to see them smile. Gosh, you know, every time you hear of like some boomer or something with like a creepy doll collection, you're like, ooh, why would anyone collect creepy dolls? Somebody probably thinks the dim, like vacant expressions that these things have are creepy dolls, right? Nesoberries are creepy dolls to somebody. That's the problem, okay? I'm essentially just the weeb version of the person that has all those porcelain dolls that look really cursed, right? I don't know, man. Yeah, but these two are ones I actually won in the arcade, and there's an interesting story behind each one. This one, okay, so actually both of these come from the Genjitsu no Yohane spin-off of Love Live. As one of my friends who is a huge fan of like Love Live Sunshine, I like Love Live Sunshine, but it's probably the Love Live I like the least, but that's not saying much because I still really like it. One of the characters is a self-aware Chuny character. It's actually really funny because they know they're Chuny as heck and are kind of like embarrassed by it, but they do it anyway because that's like become the core part of their identity, and they're a really funny character. That's Yoshiko, or Yohane, the devourer of darkness, or whatever she calls herself, the fallen angel, right? She's just Chuny. In her daydream, in her delusion, she imagined like a fantasy world, and you can't deny what they love to be Chuny. Yeah, Yohane's Chuny aesthetic was one of my character inspirations. Yo, that's awesome. Yeah, so they made a spin-off in which she was the sane one and everyone else was crazy, and they all lived in the fantasy world. What did you walk into? I'm showing off all the nesoberis I have, right? The nesoberis that I got on this trip to Japan. We're sort of betting to see how many I actually got because I didn't count them. They're so cute. But hey, Explorer, welcome in. Nice model. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so these are not the Love Live Sunshine girls. They are mirror world versions where they're like a little different. Like the voice acting is fantastic too, because like they act quite differently, while also being the same character, while also not being the same character. It's weird. But Chica is like the protagonist of the original one, but she is like a baker by day and a common rider by night. It's quite strange. She's like a hero of justice that fights monsters at night. It's crazy. It's something. And Ruby is like literally Tinkerbell. In fact, if I were to hold up this Ruby Nesso to like a jumbo-sized one, that would be like cannon size. So yeah, she's like that little hand like the sits on your shoulder, handheld kind of like fairy character with like a little bit of magic. Yeah, it's cute. But yeah, she's actually got like little wings and stuff. Quite small, exactly. I had a little bit of change in my pocket, and I was at Gigo, which is what the Sega arcades have been rebranded into. Get in the gaming oasis. It's so dumb, but they're called Gigo. And there is a Gigo that whenever there is Love Live, like arcade crane game kind of prizes, they always show up on this. And it's known as like the Love Live floor. Floor 3 of Gigo 3 is where you'll find the Love Live stuff, which there's always a lot of. I had some extra change in my pocket and was just like, well, the crane games the crane games with plushies are in this particular floor are kind of really difficult, I guess. Gigo's taking so much money from me. Yeah, I know, right? But I basically was like, I'm going to spend what's in my pocket, and I'm going to do my best to try tipping this one into the chute so I can get it. And I had enough for 3 tries. On the 3rd try, I barely nudged it. And I was like, you know what? I'd probably have to spend like 30 USD to get this. Whatever, I don't need it that much. And as I was walking away, an employee walked up and was like, I can help. And normally, if you've been struggling with a machine for a long time, and an employee takes pity on you, they will like move it to like in such a way that it just needs like a little nudge to like knock it into the collection basket. For some reason, this employee took pity on me after 3 tries. And I still managed to mess it up. They watched as I was trying to nudge it into the bin, and it rolled the other way. Rather than tipping into the bin, like this, where I would collect it, it actually tipped forward and landed on its face. Yeah. During 4 a.m., so I need to get some rest if the energy drink's allowed. Oh my gosh, please get some rest. But thank you for dropping in. Well, no, so the thing is the employee took pity on me again and made it even easier, and I got it on the second try after the employee helped me. So 5 tries in total for this. Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. This one, I actually also won in 3 tries at a different Gigo. I believe originally there were 5 Gigos in Akihabara, And when COVID happened, they shut down like all of them, and they reopened only a few of them. And it was believed that like, gotta go make food. All right, thank you for dropping in. It was believed that they were like downsizing and stuff, and I believe they reopened 1, 3, and 5. Yeah, there were 5. There were 5 of them. They reopened 1, 3, and 5 in Akihabara, and the 2 and the 4 remained closed. I believe number 4 was actually permanently closed, but was bought up by Namco Bandai, who then opened one of their own arcades in the same location. So like Gigo 4 is gone forever, but they actually recently reopened Gigo 2, which is like a really small one actually, on like the outskirts of like the main street of Akihabara. And something I noticed is the crane games in there were really generous. I don't know if it's because they were trying to attract people to come back to like Gigo 2, but the claw was really strong. I got this one in 3 tries. Again, it was just pocket change that I happened to have, and I was like, I don't want to carry this much change around. And I got it in 3 tries. So I'm like, wow, okay, not bad. So I did win these 2, which is without spending like more than 2,000 yen. It's kind of insane. All right, I believe that is all the nesoberis. Let's count them up. 5 was the number of jumbos I had. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Did anyone guess 17? Did anyone guess 17 nesoberis? Teach me the strat. I've never won one. I usually don't win them either. I usually just look really pathetic in front of an employee, and apparently I just look really pathetic apparently, and they took pity on me. So more power to me, I guess. Wet, like what's that analogy? Like wet cat Orion? I don't know. Congrats on so many. Yeah, I need to find a better way of displaying my smaller nesos, because I have shelves for the big ones. Maybe I just need to make shelves for the small ones too. They're cute. All right. Yeah. Let's talk about plushies that aren't nesoberis. I'm gonna put them back, toss them back in my suitcase right now, so I can show you the rest. Show you the other plushies, because there are more plushies. Like you could fit a lot of plushies into a suitcase, evidently. Oh, I forgot to grab my model kits, the model kits I bought, because those you cannot squish at all. Those you cannot squish. What are the other plushies I got? Let's take a look. This is a Love Live plushie. It is not a nesoberi. It is a like a, I don't know what they call them, but it's like a box. In the Nijigasaki anime, they make a suggestion box that people can put ideas into, and the character that makes the box modeled the box after herself. And this is not the one that this is not the character that modeled it after themselves, but I guess as a joke they made plushies in that style for every single character in the cast. And this is Kanata as a box, but also as a plushie. It's great. Nijigasaki is quite good. It's got good music. It's probably the lowest stakes Love Live as well. I like it a lot. I like low stakes conflicts, you know, like the world is not at stake. You know, they don't have to win nationals. They're just doing their singing and dancing because it's fun and it's very character focused. But it's cute. It's a box. It is weird. They actually made like a super jumbo sized version of this for like 300 US, like the equivalent of 300 US a few years ago. I did not get one of those. So the hair is like really long too. At the Pokemon centers, they have these lines of plushies called either, I believe internationally they're referred to as sitting cuties, or in Japan they're called Pokemon Fit. And they're adorable. They're adorable as well. And I guess the idea is that they're going to eventually go through the entire range of Pokemon. Like every single Pokemon is going to get one at some point. And I believe just last year, they produced all of the Gen 5 ones. Every single Pokemon has a Pokemon Fit. And I guess the interesting idea behind the Sitting Cuties Pokemon Fits is that they're small and they're inexpensive. Like, I believe each one is 1,200 yen, 1,500 yen. It's not much. Like, they're about $10 each. And they're like, you can get legendaries too, and there's all kinds of details. But let's take a look. Yeah, Sitting Cuties, they're so great. The selection I got, people would probably think it's weird, but I have reasons for each of them. First one I got is an Almanite because of man, I'm my first exposure to Twitch at all actually was probably Twitch Plays Pokemon, if anyone was around for that. And all the Helix fossil shenanigans that would happen. So praise Helix, Lord Helix, exactly. And I don't know, for like 1,200 yen for a cute plushie like this, yeah, sure, I'll take it. It's adorable. I like it. I quite like ghost type Pokemon, and one of my favorite ghost type Pokemon is Drifloon. Yeah, it's cute. So they're also like really well made. I'd imagine they're actually probably losing money on some of the more detailed legendaries like Reshiram or Zekrom or Moltres or something, like Pokemon with like a lot of different fabrics and fabric types in them. It's cute. Another controversial Pokemon opinion. I actually like Grimer and Muck a lot. I think they're actually really adorable. I don't know. They just are kind of existing. Yeah, sure. They may be based on like liquid waste, but I mean, I don't know, something about them just like they're just living their lives. And I mean, just look at his facial expression. He's like, yeah. The Alolan version is my favorite version. But they haven't gotten to Alola yet. They've only gotten up to Gen 5. Yeah, Grimer and Muck are great. And I'm curious, like if I could talk to a Game Freak lore master, I'm like, what if you exclusively fed a Grimer pudding? Would it become pudding? We know that the form of a Grimer and a Muck will change based on what they eat. So what if you only feed them pudding? You just have like this I don't know, like flan pudding version of Grimer and Muck? Kind of started comparing to Slowpoke, and they're vibing. Yeah, that's a good word to describe them. They're vibing. I mean, I don't know for sure. Oh my god, Lunar! A subscription, thank you so much. Thank you. And enjoy the emotes. I will say, there are more emotes on the way. I'm doing my best to make all of them accessible, I guess, but trying to eat a Grimer pudding. I literally did I don't know, but I literally did a stream about eating Pokemon, and I think that's the optimal way of eating a Grimer. Feed it nothing but pudding and then eat it. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, Muck is kind of just vibing too. And I know that like Ash in the original Pokemon anime had one as well, and it was kind of vibing too. Just minding his own business, just saying, yeah, I may be toxic, but I'm just living my own life. How to eat Pokemon. Yeah, we gotta have the like conclusion to that stream. Me, Sele, and Uma were like drawing what like Pokemon would look like via different dishes, or like whether we'd eat them or not. Some of them do seem edible. Oh my gosh, like an Execute? That's just breakfast? That's just breakfast? Everything is food when prepared right. Yeah. But I got some Sitting Cuties. Ooh. Shall I open some Gashapons? I think I'm going to open some Gashapons because I did get a few. So actually, something I've talked about before is the giant Gashapon Odyssey location in Sunshine City, Ikebukuro. Like the big mall has an anchor location that previously was essentially just a Namco warehouse filled with 3,000 Gashapon machines. There are still probably like 1,000 of them there, but they've actually kind of converted it into like a Namco arcade / fun center kind of thing. There's a lot more than just gashapons there now, which is kind of cool. It's still worth a visit because there's a lot of gashapons there. Okay, let me see if I can not. Let's see how reflective they are. I'm gonna grab them. Yeah, I don't really remember. Oh, they are quite reflective. Yeah, they're very reflective. Yeah. I have. Oh man, but the fun of the gacha is like opening them up. They're really reflective though. Man. It's tough. I'm gonna open them off screen, but I will put them on screen immediately. But yeah, there are a few. I think one of them I'm gonna like give as a gift too. I think like the same friend of mine that I'll talk about it when we get there. The first one isn't based on anything, I don't think, but we can actually look at the insert for it. Gosh, where am I gonna put these gosh bomb balls? Okay, here we go. This was like a line of, I don't know how to describe it, like exotic animals, but they're also furniture in some way, shape, or form. They're like these miniature pieces of furniture. And this particular one, I actually got on my first shot. It's like a whale that's also like a, I don't know, like a pool chair or something. I actually don't know what it's supposed to be. What does it say in here? Kujira dining table. Oh, it's a dining table. It's a whale that's also a dining table, I guess. This is the one I wanted. I quite like whales. My favorite. Oh gosh, there are still more plushies. There's one plushie I forgot about. There's a story behind that one as well, but I'll do the gashapons. Whales are probably my favorite animal, I think. They're cool. Their beak. This one's a dining table. It's kind of adorable. Next gashapon. What is this? Oh, wait. One of them... Actually, let's see. This one I got at a Don Quixote. And it is Itsuki from the quintessential quintuplets. She was actually the one I wanted, and I got her in 2 tries. I don't really like harem anime. I think they're kind of dumb because I usually hate most of the characters and the protagonist, but I really I make an exception for Gotobun no Hanayome, which is the quintessential quintuplets. It is incredibly well written. Every single character is likable. I would have been happy if any of the characters won in the end. And the author bucks so many trends and motifs and conventions of the genre, I guess. Some harem anime are good though, like High School DxD, Daily Life of Monster Girls. Okay, I mean, fair. Like, there's always good ones, but bad ones are not great. That's also really reflective. Yeah, bad ones are bad, clearly, but I think my favorite is probably quintessential quintuplets, and this is Itsuki. She's got glasses as well. Oh man, I don't want to spoil quintessential quintuplets at all. It's legitimately just really good. It's a really good romance story that just happens to have a love quintangle. I don't know. It's good. I really I don't know, it's crazy because every single candidate character is amazing. I like every single one of them. I don't dislike a single one of them. I was extremely happy with the ending as well. Yeah, Negi Haruba, the author, so good. Love Pentagon? Yeah, there we go. Pentagon, an actual love Pentagon. Yeah. And having mastered the harem genre, the harem romance genre, what does the guy do right afterwards? Writes Loser Ranger, Go-Go Loser Ranger, which is like The Boys, but a manga. It has like an anime going on right now too, I think. No, the anime ended, I think. It was like 12 episode run. It's probably gonna get a second season. Great opening though. It was done by Tatsuya Kitani. Yeah, there is a stand for this, but it's very reflective, so I'm gonna put the stand on later. But Itsuki's my favorite of the quintuplets. Really, really great character. I hated them originally, but they did a really good job of fleshing them out and giving them a reason for behaving the way they did. Negi Hariba, excellent, excellent, excellent author. I believe that, to be honest, I jumped off the Miku ship and onto the Nino one. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Nino's like came at you like so strong. Every single character was so good. Yeah, like Miku was definitely the popular one from season 1, but every single character gave you a reason for supporting them. Ah, it's so good. It's so good. I was an Itsuki believer since first season. Yeah, actually, my personal opinion was she was a really good character, but not the best match. Not the best match, but like the story progressed, and oh man, it's so good. It's so good. I think Itsuki was great as a first impression. Yeah. Yeah, the thing was, when I first, I guess first episode spoilers is fine. She was the first girl who encountered Futuro, right? Futuro. And the cliche of the like first girl like hating the protagonist happened immediately, and that kind of ticked me off pretty badly, because pretty much the first interaction that the protagonist has with her, I'm trying to take the tape off of this next one, but it's crazy. What the heck, man? Yeah, I usually do not like the first girls in a lot of harems. In most harem series, actually. Chitoge, get the heck out of here. No one should be talking about Nisekoi ever. Never. Rent a girlfriend? How about you rent a better series? Oh man, spicy. Yeah, so in literally the first episode, I just don't like Chitoge. In fact, I don't like Nisekoi. The best part of Nisekoi was the side characters, like Ruri and Shu. I don't even remember the name of the protagonist. I don't even remember. But yeah, but first episode, first chapter of Quintessential Quintuplets, the protagonist has an encounter with the first girl, and she gets like really ticked off at him, and they kind of like start off hating each other. And I was like, ooh, I hate this. I literally watched it the first time. I was like, I don't like this. I think that this is bad. They're just doing the cliche. Just like they hate each other irrationally, whatever. I was actually convinced to watch it a second time with a friend. And I saw things in a different light the second time I watched it. The first interaction between the protagonist and Itsuki as the first girl was the protagonist being like really, really mean to her. Like she, the premise behind the show is the quintuplets are really bad academically and have like a weird family situation, like an unusual family situation. And the protagonist is, I guess, doing his best to hold everything together, but he's quite poor, and is like hired by the father of the quintuplets to be their tutor. And basically their first interaction between Itsuki and Futuro, the protagonist, is her being like, hey, can I sit next to you? I know you're like a really good student. Can you help me with my classwork, or just help me study, because I'm kind of bad at it. I'll buy you lunch. And he is a huge dick to her, and just like, hey, get out of here. I don't want to deal with your crap. Like I don't remember how it was specifically, but he took her offering to buy him lunch as a, you think I could be bought for that much? You're terrible. And they had like a terrible kind of like their relationship started out really bad. But as the story progresses, you learn that Itsuki super values food. She's like a gourmet and really appreciates good food. And her offering to buy him food was like, it's like her love language, I guess. And he didn't understand that. He was like super standoffish. Exactly. And their relationship started out really badly. Ah, man. Quince is so good. Compass is so good. Next up is something I'm giving to a friend. It's literally like the Spider-Man Marvel logo. They're a big Marvel fan, and they are excited for the future of the MCU. I don't know many people that are excited for the future of the MCU, so I'm giving them this Marvel logo. What else have I got? Just Marvel. Yeah, Marvel, baby. Yeah, that Marvel logo just had like the craziest amount of tape around it too. It's like, wow, you don't have to protect it that badly. What's this? Oh yeah. Basically, when I was trying to get the Itsuki, I also pulled a Nino, which I guess is easy to trade away because Nino is like a very fan favorite kind of character. Yeah, and I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna keep that one in its wrap and its capsule because I have a friend who is a super big Nino fan, and I'm gonna probably just hand it over to them and be like, yeah, you can have that. And probably the weirdest / most unique thing that I found is this next one. I think it's a super cool find. It's hold on a second. I'm gonna open it up first. That's wild. It is a magnetic knob that you twist. This may seem random until you realize that this is the exact knob that's on a Gashapon machine. This is like a miniature magnetic version of the knob that I twisted to get this out of it. It's not even a timer. It's just a thing. You magnetize it to some surface, and you just twist it. It's a meme. It's a meme item. It makes the same sound that the Gashapon machine makes too when you turn it. It's like the same mechanism, just miniaturized and put on a magnet. I think it's so silly. I'm gonna like take a 3M strip or something and mount it to the door of my room or something. It's just gonna be funny. It's a meme. I love it. It's just a meme. All right, that's it for Gashapon capsules that I have. What else do I have to show off? Oh yeah, okay. So I build a lot of Bishoujo model kits, and one of the series of model kits that I build a lot of is from a very customizable series called 30-Minute Sisters. Basically, every single part is air quotes compatible with every part of every kit is compatible with the equivalent part of another kit. So if you want to customize a character, you can take a bunch of pieces from different kits and just make your ideal character. It's very, very customizable. And in Japan in particular, they sold expansion packs that had different hairstyles, different faceplates, different weapons, stuff like that. Hold them all. I bought quite a few, like, I think you would have to gacha for these originally. Ooh, they're a little reflective. You would have to gacha for them originally. But each one of these is essentially a different hairstyle / like head that you can use to begin customizing a character with, and they're all like very unique, different colors. And I got a big stack of them. at secondhand stores, so I didn't have to gacha for them. Did not have to gacha, just got the ones I wanted. Some of them were more expensive than others, but overall, like, if you want to like customize a kit just right, you can pretty much get whatever you want for them. Just kind of neat. Oh my god, cleanup is gonna be awful. I'm just yanking all kinds of things out of my suitcase and it's all over the floor. Let's see, what else have I got? Oh shoot! Oh shoot! I found something quite rare and quite interesting from Mandarake, the Mandarake in Nakano Broadway that's specialized in like Tokuten items. Tokuten is when you buy something and it comes with a free bonus that might be limited time. I believe that if you went to the movie theaters and you watched the Beyond the Boundary, like Kyokai no Kanata movie that they released after the series came out called I'll Be There. I'll be here. I'll be here. You would get a random sort of like card that has a scene from the universe on it. And I am a huge Kyokai no Kanata Beyond the Boundary fan. And on display was one such card. It's Mirai from Beyond the Boundary, like drinking a coffee, that was ordered up at like that bonsai store that some of the characters work at. What a fun series. It's like a solid, in terms, like, is it a quality series? It's a solid like 7 out of 10. It's not perfect, but for me, it's so good. Also, the protagonist of the series, I have never seen myself in an anime character more. Akihito Kanbaru. Yeah. What a guy. But I found that. It's I think there were like 5 or 6 different versions. So being able to get this one was pretty cool. What else have I got? At Diver City, which is one of the big, interesting malls in Odaiba, which is that big commercial center. It's like an island separate from the rest of Japan. No matter where you are, it always seems like it takes an hour to get there. But it's a huge commercial area with a lot of cool sort of buildings and architecture. There is a really big mall called Diver City. That's the mall that has the Unicorn Gundam statue in front of it. There is a Ghibli store there, and this is kind of like a diorama model kit from Castle in the Sky. That's like the schematic for the Tiger Moth, which is the pirate ship, the pirate airship from that series, from that movie. And it's so cool. I love that aesthetic. I love that like old-timey schematic aesthetic. It's so cool. And Castle in the Sky, Laputa, is my favorite Ghibli movie of all time. And I got it. No hesitation. I will build this on stream someday. It's probably not going to take too long, but yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool. I wish more pieces of technology like had things like this from like Ghibli or anime or whatever. It's awesome. I love that. I love this aesthetic so much. It's so cool. What else have I got? What's this? Oh shoot. Let's talk about plushies, right? Let's talk about Ikebukuro. Ikebukuro. Okay, if Akiba is for male otaku and like has like cute girl merchandise, where are the hot dudes? Where are the hot dudes series? You can go to Ikebukuro, which is like for, I mean, in terms of gender norms, right? Societal gender norms. Ikebukuro is for the female otaku. There are tons and tons and tons of like hot dude centric series with a lot of characters. So, like Twisted Wonderland, OnStars. There was an entire K-Books dedicated to OnStars. It's crazy. Like around Ikebukuro, I think there were like six or seven K-Books, each one specializing in a subset of hot dude series. OnStars had an entire thing to itself, but like Idler 7, Twisted Wonderland, Genshin Impact, like you wouldn't even find the merch for like the cute girl characters there. It was all the hot dudes. The cute girl characters, you had to go to Radio Kaikon K-Books to find those back in Akiba. But in a sea of like hot dude series and stuff, there was a single thing that I saw and was like, what are you doing here? You don't look like you belong here. And I'm gonna grab it. I don't know what he was doing there, but there was like a medium-sized Whalmer plush just sitting in a bin with like, no joke, a bunch of Legend of the Galactic Heroes merch. I didn't even realize that they had merch for this, but it's you can have like a Yang Wen Lee Ida bag or something, or Reinhard von Lohengram. I don't know, but this Whalmer was 800 yen and was just sticking out of the like a pile of hot dudes. And I'm like, you know what? You're my favorite Pokemon. So I got it. I don't know what he was doing in a pile of hot dudes. Maybe Whalmer is a hot dude to somebody. I don't know. But I just like whales. They're cool. What else have I got? I have some Omamori from Kanda Shrine. Just ask the skitties. Oh my god, please, Fafnir, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. So at Japanese shrines, you could do a thing where, yeah, there's some stuff you could do. You can drop a donation in the box, do the like clap your hands, ring the bell, bow in front of the shrine, and hope that the deity hears you. You could do omikuji, which I believe is you get like a scrap of paper that has a fortune on it. For the first time ever, I pulled an omikuji that was not bad luck. Like, there's multiple grades of bad luck and there's good luck ones. And if you have the absolute worst luck one, you can actually tie, I believe you tie the piece of paper to like a part of the shrine and it gets purified and you leave your bad luck behind. I've never had terrible luck, so I've never had to do that, but I've never gotten good luck. I actually got a small good luck thing from that, which is kind of cool. But another thing that the shrines can do is make you Omamori. I think that's the word for it. Probably pronounced wrong, but they're the little. Oh, let's see. Do I have an example on me that isn't too reflective? Actually, I have one hanging from my microphone. I think it's quite shiny, so I'm gonna be careful. Yeah, this is one from a. This is one from a shrine that I went to in the spring. It was a Buddhist one, actually. It's a little different. But the idea is that it's blessed in some way, shape, or form. And by keeping it around you, the blessing will carry over onto you. Your mileage may vary, you know, but the blessing carries onto you, and it's just good luck to have. And when it gets dirty and like beyond like something that you can carry, you could bring it back to the shrine and they'll like purify it or something. I don't know. Gives you 1d4 bonus to your ability and attack rolls. Left for a bit and came back to see Mirai on screen. Yes, this was one of the things you'd be given randomly, I think, if you went to go see the movie. And this was available in one of the mandarakes that specializes in Tokuten, which is the bonuses you get for buying a ticket to a certain place or buying a certain piece of merch. Yeah. Well, I mean, they were just selling this for like 500 yen, so I bought it straight up. I didn't actually go see the movie because, I mean, yeah, you had to have gotten this in theaters a long time ago. Someone brought it in, they put it on display for 500 yen. I'm like, yo, employee person, can you please help me get this from the case? I'd like to buy it. But yeah, omamori. They're good gifts as well. You can give them to people you care about and give them a little share of that blessing. So this is actually one I got for my parents. It was a bit of a more expensive one, I guess, but this is like one of the oh gosh, it's extremely reflective. This is like a box, and you open it up. I guess it's expensive because it came with a box, but inside is one of these. And that has some kind of blessing on it. The kanji is really quite archaic, so I'm not sure. Here's the thing, right? The Kanda Shrine that we went to is a really big one, and they had a lot of different kinds of omamori for sale. And this particular omamori, they had like a long list of them, right? They had a little sign that said, "Do not take pictures of this." I'm like, oh my god, please, why not? So I in order to figure out what the kanji said, I actually had to like write them into Google Translate, like using the like paint, like draw the kanji kind of thing, because I didn't know how to pronounce them. I couldn't type in the romanized versions and get the keyboard to autofill for me. I had to actually draw all the kanji with the correct stroke orders, find the kanji, figure out what they were for, because they're all for very specific things. I'm 99% sure, I'm 85% sure that this is for general health. And this is the kind of thing you'd give to like a family member that you want to have good health. So I bought 2 of them, one for Mama and Papa Escalus each. Yeah, so next time I see them, I will give them this because it's neat. Good health to my parents. Good health to everyone's parents. Probably, if you have good parents. Yeah, but something interesting is, as Shinto beliefs go, if the area that a shrine has jurisdiction over is doing really well, it is inferred that the gods of that shrine approve of what is happening in that area. So, interestingly, Akiba is flourishing. It's doing very well. So it is inferred that the gods of the Kanda Shrine that watch over Akiba, the Akiba area, quite like pop culture and technology. And the shrine created specific omamori for the Akiba area, or rather for what the Akiba area is known for. That's tremendously reflective. This is an omamori specifically to make sure that your electronic devices are in good working order. It says IT right on it. This is not a joke. This is blessed by the gods of Kanda Shrine. The priests and priestesses that work there literally did the thing where you bless the charm with a certain energy, and they chose IT. So the idea is you put this in your office or something and your computer doesn't crash. I got one for myself because I do not want my internet signal to die when I'm streaming. I'm so afraid of reflections. So afraid of reflections on this. Yeah, so I got that for myself and a few others. Yeah, I'm gonna send them to, well, one to Sele for sure, because I wanna make sure that AstraLog is in top condition when it comes to our tech. Because streaming is so finicky, man. Technology's crazy. How do computers even work? All right, let's see. How much more stuff do I have? Ooh, let's see. What's this? Oh, yeah. Why is everything reflective? Why is everything so reflective? At K-Books in Akihabara, I went to the IMAS section and found my favorite IMAS character there, who is a very minor character, but I like them a lot. Their entire shtick. Okay. The philosophy of the generation of Idolmaster called Cinderella Girls is there is going to be, it's a gacha game originally, and it's run by Psy Games. So same company that does like Grand Blue Fantasy and Dragalia, a few other things. Uma Musume. But they know what makes a good gacha game, and that is make a bunch of characters that are crazily specific in some kind of niche. Crazily specific. This character's niche, oh yeah, so like have like 200 characters, and each one gets crazily specific into some kind of hobby or niche or idea. This character's entire shtick is they are obsessed with glasses, and their wish for the world is that everyone in the world wears glasses. I like that. I like that a lot. They made a crazy character that I vibe with. And this is like a magazine cover styled acrylic that that character is based on. All right, what else have I got? Let's see. At Surugaya, I bought a few heavily discounted Hanayo Nendoroids, actually. Like Love Live Hanayo. Why is everything so reflective? This one and this one. They're like 900 yen each. Not very much, so probably like 5 USD or less. 5 USD or less. They're just Nendoroids that don't have like the boxes. And the thing is, I actually own both of those Nendoroids already. But the idea is I actually kind of want to additionally experiment with like the mix and matching thing that they got going on. They introduced recently a new line of Nendoroids called Nendoroid dolls, which there aren't many of them actually. Like they have bodies and they have like they've released a few characters in doll format, but it's the same Nendoroid head on a different body that has like fabric clothes to them. And at first I'm like, wow, they sure are not releasing that many characters in Nendoroid doll format. That's weird. I figured that they'd release like a lot of them. And it hit me when I was in Akiba this time around that the heads are exactly the same as normal Nendoroids. The idea behind Nendoroid dolls is you take the heads of the Nendoroids that you really like and you attach them to the doll bodies, and now you can put doll clothes on them. Like apparently it's the right size format for a particular scaling of doll. So you theoretically can fully customize the clothing of a Nendoroid if you have extra parts or extra heads and extra face plates. And that's exactly what those are. And for $5 each, I'm like, yo, I can experiment with like more Hanayo figures using this like line of doll tech that they have. It's kind of neat. What else have I got? What is this? Oh, hey. It's the coaster for my Kirby Cafe visits. Got some. Why is everything so reflective? There's like an interesting line of stickers and designs at the Pokemon Center where they have various Pokemon using Hyper Beam or something. And here's like a Porygon using Hyper Beam or something. Porygon's cool. Reflecting my soul. Also, I need to confirm once and for all. Yeah, Porygon did nothing wrong. Free Porygon. I need to confirm once and for all. Is this VTuber merch? Is Iono like stickers? VTuber merch. Is Iono a VTuber? I love the recent realization that amongst the community that Iono is probably like 30 or more, like age 30 or more. The way she talks is like someone trying to be hip and cool with the kids. It's like a bunch of Zoomer language, but you can tell she's like, she's pretty old. What else I got in here? I got like a... I actually can't show that. There's a non-zero chance that the person I'm going to give it to that I want to surprise is like watching the stream. So I'm not going to put it out there. Ah, it's also reflective, but I also got a coaster for Kishido Tema. All-Stars 2nd generation. He's a knight. All-Stars is neat. Oh, what else I got? I found a plushie that I didn't know existed. And it's Izu from Kamen Rider 01. She's Kamen Rider 01 is my favorite Kamen Rider series, hands down. And Izu is like the secondary protagonist. She's the secretary to the main character, who is like thrown into the position of being like president of his artificial intelligence company. Man, it sucks. It used to be so easy to just say, yeah, this is like sci-fi artificial intelligence with like robots that are coming to life and getting sentience. And now you need to clarify. You need to clarify because people are generative AI. It's something different, but without clarification, you need to clarify these things. But Izu, fantastic character. I love Kamen Rider. Actually, I'll leave Izu here. I'm actually running low on stuff to show off, actually. I could get up and grab the model kits, but the thing is, I've made enough of a mess of my room unpacking my suitcase. I don't want to accidentally step on anything, so I preemptively put away my model kits. But I did buy an EcoPla Gundam Exia. Bandai, the company that makes Gundams, and mobile suit model kits, I guess, and a lot of model kits in general, a lot of plastic model kit kind of things. They actually started like a recycling program in the past few years, I think. No, actually, I think it's been around a while, but they have a recycling program where you could turn in the plastic runners that you don't need anymore. Like when you build a model kit, there's a significant amount of plastic left over, like the runners that held the molds that came out of the molds that had all your parts in it. You cut the parts off the runner, you're left with a runner that can't be used for a whole lot. They started a program, Bandai, where they collected a bunch of the runners and melted them down so that they could use them again for new plastic, like recycled plastic. They ran into an issue where, because you melt down a lot of like dyed, colored plastic, the plastic that comes out is quite discolored because you mix a bunch together. Of course, you're going to end up with just like a mushy sort of color of plastic if you mix so many colors together. So to counteract this, they dyed them jet black. So the model kits that are made of recycled materials are like jet black versions with neon accents. They look super cool. I've not built many Gundam models before, but I specifically got the Gundam Exia because it is this amazing, like, jet black with iridescent purple sort of highlights. It is so cool. It is so cool. And I'll build it on stream someday. I think it'll be fun. It looks so cool, and it doesn't look that reflective. Hopefully. What else have I got? Yeah, I'm actually kind of running low on things to show off. The last thing I have is actually probably the most reflective thing I've got. Let me see how well I can pull them out. All right, so it's going to be about Love Live again. You ready? Love Live Superstar, which is the 4th generation of Love Live, takes place. I can imagine Orion sanding down the whole kit to make it matte and non-reflective, but it looks so cool, sleek and shiny. 4th generation of Love Live Superstar, takes place in actual Harajuku, which is a sort of like artisan neighborhood in Tokyo with like a lot of really cool shops, and it's kind of become a huge tourist destination. But this particular area is like super on board with the Love Live collaboration, and yeah, they're super on board with the Love Live collaboration, and they essentially, the tourism board for the neighborhood is working really closely with the Love Live sort of committee as well. And every year since this partnership has been formed, they've actually had a bit of like a stamp rally kind of thing and like a merchandise run in which they'd have Harajuku like tourism bureau or tourism agency specific, like Love Live merchandise, which is kind of neat. It was interesting too, because if certain businesses in Harajuku applied to be part of the program and they got in, they were given a full set of nesoberis, like jumbo nesoberis, for the Love Live, for the characters of Love Live Superstar, which is amazing. So a lot of stores you'd go to would have like shelves or shrines just decked out in like Love Live nesoberis and merchandise, because they were super on board, because that brought a lot of tourists in. But one of the big things that they did was this sort of collaboration with like these really, really big artists. I kind of wish I wrote down who they were before I pulled them out. But like, I think they got like 5 or 6 artists to draw like several of the Love Live girls in like scenes around Harajuku. Back in 2022 and 2023, they over the course of the entire little plushie looks cute. This is Izu from Kamen Rider 01. She's like the secondary protagonist, or like the protagonist assistant. It's great. It's great. Cute plushie. I didn't know it existed until I saw it in a store, and I was like, wow, 1,000 yen? I'll buy that. Yeah, but basically in 2022 and 2023, the Harajuku committee released 11 sort of like acrylic boards with these really, really beautiful arts. I forget who the artist was, but they were like a really good artist. And in 2020, latter half of 2023 and in 2024, they picked like 5 or 6 artists and had them do the characters again, but in their own style. And I wish I wrote down who was what, but I know that at least Lack, like a famous illustrator who worked on like Fate Grand Order and has done a fair amount of VTuber illustrations. I know that Shiranui, Flare, Arurandus, Ririmu. There's quite a few. They've done a lot of illustrations, a lot of Fate Grand Order stuff as well. I don't remember which is which. They also got the Dragalia character designer to draw some of the characters as well. I'll do my best to show them. I mean, it's so reflective. I'll do my best to show them without doxing myself. That is the challenge. Yes. I don't remember which is which, but I bought the boards for every single character. I know this was one of the ones illustrated by Lack. I know this is one of the ones illustrated by the Dragalia character designer, I think. It kind of has that similar aesthetic, I think. No, sorry. This is the one by the Dragalia character designer. Or maybe they both are. I don't know. They did credit them every month when a new one came out. I kind of hate acrylics, but I love this art. Every day I still remember Dragalia and feel hurt. Yeah, it's so good. This one was drawn by Lack. I know when this one came out, everyone was like, thighs? And I'm like, yes, it is thighs. Man, I love these characters so much. Fun fact, this girl invested heavily in crypto and had to work for Uber Eats when her stock crashed. That is canon. I'm not making that up. Her character arc is she put all of her assets into crypto. Yeah. That's the rival character from season 2. She hodled, probably. I don't know. Probably not. I don't remember. Hodl gang. Her character arc was she had to like put this character's character arc is like she had to put on appearances to. She came from like a family that had big expectations, like a. How do I describe it? Like one of those families that's like high society-ish, but they had like fallen from grace, but were still trying to hold themselves to that high standard. And she never really got to relax ever. And the first time she relaxes, she becomes like a gaming addict. It's great. I love Love Live Superstar. Good stuff. And that is all 11 characters. Yeah, I kind of hate acrylic stands, but the art is too beautiful not to have them. I think I really like the series. I really like the characters. I really like the art. I'll find some way of displaying them that's a little different than acrylic stands, because man, that's gonna catch so much dust. Maybe I'll frame them and hang them up on a wall or something. I think that would look nice. Yeah. What else have I got? I have anything else? Grim, hello, welcome in. I feel like I've been seeing you a lot lately. You did say I was everywhere, but the thing is, I think I'm just where the same place as you are, and we just happen to keep running into each other. It's good to see you though. Welcome in. Yeah, I was thinking I might frame them in like those I know they're like those classy kind of like frames that are like super minimal, and it's just like the two pieces of plexiglass that sandwich whatever's between them. Yeah, I don't know. Now I have like two sets of these. I have the 2023 run, and now I have the 2024 run. So I'm like, well, I'll need to figure out something. Get like a family rectangular shadow box. Ooh, maybe. Yeah, honestly, I don't really have any of my stuff on display. They're all in boxes, because I always tell myself, oh, I'll hang them up someday. I'll hang them up someday, and I just never get around to it. I'm like, I gotta hang them up someday. They'll look really nice. Yeah, but to recap, so there are 3 model kits and amiibos, actually. Hold on a second. Are they amiibos within range? Where did I put the amiibos? I don't know. I used to be a pretty avid collector of amiibos, and I guess I got all the ones I wanted, so I didn't care. I got like all the Super Smash Brothers Fire Emblem ones, and I was like, whoa, Lucina amiibo, nice. That's kind of it. But some that I wanted that I wasn't able to get was the Pyra and Mithra ones. The Pyra and Mithra ones, because I think that when they were available in the United States, they were the MSRP was like $30, 30 US, like $29.99, and they sold out immediately and got scalped really hard. So like you had to spend $50, $60, $70 to get them. I'm like, I like Pyra and Mithra, but I don't like them that much, you know? I'm not gonna spend that much money on something like that. I saw a Pyra and Mithra in the Loshing in the Akiba Culture Zone for 5,000 yen, which is about $30, a little less than $30. And I bought it immediately because I'm like, wow, I can't believe I found it for that cheap. Like, I found it for American sticker price. That's crazy. Later that week, I went to the Nintendo store in Parco Shibuya, which is a department store. And they had almost every single amiibo in stock there at Japanese MSRP, which is lower than American MSRP, cheaper than the Western cost. They had the Pyra Mithra one for like 3,200 yen, which is like 20 bucks US. And I'm like, wow, kind of got scammed, but at the same time, I did not exceed the American MSRP. So I'm okay with that, I guess. And I got my Pyra Mithra amiibos. I also got like 3 model kits. So I got the recycled Ecopla Exia. I'll build that on stream someday. I got a pseudo special edition Frame Arms Girl kit that had like this luminescent sort of finish on the character's armor. That's cool. Probably not one I'll build on stream. Those kits take a long time to build. And I also got oh shoot, what is the name of it? It's like a made up, very chuny sounding name, but the character designer Huke, who did Steins Gate and Blackrock Shooter and Takanashi Kiara, I believe, also did designs for a line of figures. Kiara's Papa, yeah. A line of figures that were like, they have a very cool art style, and they designed a line of model kits, and I bought one of them. It was the something Platinum 1.5. They all have very chuny names that are hard to remember, but I did get this kit, and they look really nice, and I'll probably build that at some point. I don't know if that one will be on stream either, but could be. Yeah, but that's it. Did I get anything more? Did I get anything more? Also did Steins Gate. Yeah, Blackrock Shooter, Steins Gate, a few other things as well. Oh man, such a great artist though. Oh shoot, more plushies. There are more plushies. I forgot. All right, I am going to put a plushie on the table, and I'm going to ask you all, what franchise does it come from? All right, here it is. Ah, oh my god, Nesso pile falling over. Ah, okay. I'm gonna hide the tag. This snake, this purple snake looking thing, what franchise is it from? It is from a franchise I have talked about on the stream, but you wouldn't expect it to be. Any guesses? Anyone have any idea what this wacky looking purple snake, any idea what series it's from? It's from Love Live. There was a one-off, or like a running joke, I think, in the 4-Koma Nijigasaki manga, in which I believe characters are talking about various pets that they've owned. And one of the characters just throws off randomly, "Oh, I have a purple snake named Sasuke." And all the other characters are like, "What? You have a pet snake?" And they just pull up the snake out of nowhere, and they're like, "Yeah, this is my snake." And it's like a running joke that they have a purple snake. Hold on a second. This is not a Nesso. This is not a Nesso that I got in my most recent trip to Japan, but it's one I got previously. This is Ayumu from Love Live Nijigasaki, and she's the owner of the snake, and no one really expected her to have an animal like that, but it's her snake. Somehow, to commemorate like the release of like the manga or something, they released this snake as like a limited time plush. So now I have Ayumu's snake, and I guess I just have it coiled around her head when coiled around her Nesso's head when I have it up on the shelf. It's cute. All right, and one other silly plush. Can you guess what franchise? Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if there is a tag on this that can give it away. There is. But I have it covered with my hand. This pillow, literally a pillow with like a stripy purple pattern on it. You want to guess what franchise this is from? It's easy. It's also Love Live. Once again, this is a Nesso that I owned before the trip, so this one doesn't count towards the total. But the sleepy character Kanata, it is Love Live. I'm sorry, Yue. It is Love Live. The sleepy character Kanata, it is her actual pillow. She her whole shtick is she's kind of narcoleptic and takes naps. And takes naps randomly and frequently. And she carries around her pillow so that she can sleep whenever. And this is her actual pillow, like officially licensed merchandise. And I got it specifically so I could put my my Nesso on top. That's it. Yeah, it's Love Live. In fact, I found both of the I found one of them at a Surugaya in Yokohama, and I found the other one at the K-Books Akiba. And I split off from Uma. He went to look at the Toho stuff, and I went to look at the Love Live stuff. And when I came back, he was like, "Oh, Orion, I thought you went to go look at the Love Live stuff." And I'm like, "I did." And I'm holding the snake and I'm holding the pillow in both of those circumstances. And Uma's like, "No way, that's Love Live." And I'm like, yes it is. And they're like kind of meme-y items, but they did sell them at one point, and I found them for very reasonable cost, actually. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second. There is, like, one other thing. I actually don't know where it is right now. Oh. I probably put it someplace thinking that I'd remember where it was, and I forgot to put it in a place I can grab it when I was streaming. But I went to Book Off in Akihabara, and which is a bookstore that sells secondhand books, but also has a selection of like electronics and game consoles as well. Yeah, so like they sell used games on like their first floor as well, and they have like DSs and PSPs and Vitas for sale. But something I noticed, Akiba is known for being a good place to find retro games. And I think that is a lie. Or maybe if it was at one point, it's not true anymore. It has become like a Disneyland, Disney World kind of thing for retro games. It's absurd because I have an idea that I might be able to turn into a stream at some point, but I want to mess around with modding Game Boy Advances. Something about the original Game Boy Advance is there's a fair amount of space, open space inside the shell that is just air, and there are mod chips that you can install pretty easily that just sit in those open spaces. And I'm kind of curious about that. I want to mod a Game Boy Advance. I want to customize Game Boy Advances. I'm going to do something cool with these things, like repaint them, give them symbols and stuff, or make an Orion themed Game Boy Advance. I was talking with Coops about like this kind of thing a while back, and was like, hey, when I go to Japan, I'm going to look for Game Boy Advances, because I'm sure I could find a good deal in Akihabara. The first Game Boy Advance I find. Leaf, hello, Raiders, welcome in. Hello. I'm Orion, Escalus, Celestial Wanderer, and AstraLog Member number 1. I'm kind of doing a show and tell of stuff that I got from Japan in the trip that I just came back from. Welcome, Raiders. Yeah, welcome in. Oh, let's see. Sele is probably streaming now. Let me give you a proper shout out. Hold on a second. Where is my Twitch window? Where's my Twitch window? Oh, it's here. How do I give a shout out without my keyboard? I think I need my keyboard. 1 second. I'm gonna lean over. Is that an exclamation point? Yes. I got it. Great. Pressing enter. Wow. Rabbit and Steel. Yo, Rabbit and Steel. That's the that's like that minimalist boss fight game, right? Minimalist boss fight game? Yeah, I've seen a little bit about it. It looks like fun. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that it was like Final Fantasy XIV boss fights without all the set dressing. Rabbit and Steel mentioned, oh man, I would like to try it someday. I think that'd be really cool. But Raiders coming in. If you need water, if you need food, if you need to take a break, eat, drink, be merry, do what you need to do. And if you need to step out, that's perfectly fine. But if you want to hang around for a little longer, I'm complaining about retro game prices in Akiba. Let me know if you pick it up. I'd be glad to play with this, folks. Ooh, okay, cool. There's a lot on my plate right now, but I'll keep that in mind. Don't worry. Yeah, yeah, I'll talk about my upcoming schedule a little bit as well. But man, Akiba has a reputation for being a great place for retro games, but unfortunately it's been heavily afflicted by the tourism syndrome, and you have to pay tourist tax. Figuratively, right? It's not an actual tax, but it's just, you got to pay more because it's now tourism centric. The first Game Boy Advance I found was 300 USD. Tiring out fast, I'm having to sleep. Hope you have a good one. All right. Yeah, by all means, get good rest, sleep well. But the tourism virus hit. Yeah, Centaur, that's one way to put it. Yeah. $300 for a not even that special Game Boy Advance. It was not in great condition either, but it was $300. And I'm like, what? That's insane. They don't even cost that much new. And of course, yeah, sure, I suppose scarcity hits, but you don't spend that much on a Game Boy Advance. In the US, if you go on eBay, you can probably find a working order Game Boy Advance for like $60. And I was looking for Game Boy Advances that were cheaper because I wanted to pay the cheap Japanese used game console fee and fix them up myself. But I'm not going to drop $300 on a stinky, like not even special edition Game Boy Advance. Like, what the heck? And I hunted around, and the cheapest I could find was like $120 for a Game Boy Advance. I'm like, what the heck? That's insane. Until I went to Book Off, I found one in a junk pile for 5,000 yen, which is about 30 USD. And there was a note on it in handwritten Japanese. I translated it, and it said, "This is junk." It was like the console powers on, but it cannot read cartridges. And I was like, wait a second. I know what to do. Yeah, this is junk. Junk is a word used to refer to something that does not meet a standard of quality, like usually with electronics in Japanese secondhand sales. So because it apparently had like a high chance of not being able to read cartridges, it was 5,000 yen. Basically, I looked at it. I'm like, hey, worst case scenario, it's a cool case that I can modify. I can mess around with the BIOS. I could put a custom image on it. Just make it a cool memorabilia kind of thing, or just have spare parts. Best case scenario, it probably just needs the connectors to be cleaned. If you open it up, clean the connectors, and make sure that the connection is still strong. Like maybe resolder it. $30, 30 USD for a Game Boy Advance? I'd do that. I'd take the risk, so I got that. It's just like a black and gray Game Boy Advance. And it's cool. I'm gonna mess around with it, and I'm gonna see if I can get it working again. That'd be kind of neat. Maybe once I get the hang of it, I'll just repair and mod Game Boy Advances on stream. Maybe if people want to, like, I've come back with news. You have no audio. Oh boy. Okay. We all got her. Let's go. Yeah. Thumbs up. I hope Sele sees this. Yeah. Sele and I believe a few other people right now, Ken is one of them, are streaming Honkai Star Rail and are pulling for Firefly. So they all got her. All right. Excellent. My blessing worked. Alito's anti-blessing did not. Woo! Let's go. I can't type back, but I can give thumbs up. Let's go. Awesome. Yeah, but I don't know. It just would be kind of cool to take Game Boy Advances and customize them. Maybe if I get to a point, I could take people's designs or primary colors or design motifs and put them on a Game Boy Advance and be like, yo, this is a Sele Game Boy Advance, you know? Or an Uma Game Boy Advance. Yeah, it'd be cool. I think that'd be super neat. I don't know where I put it though. Clearly I put it someplace I would never forget where it was, and I have already forgotten where it is. But that's okay. I'll find it eventually. I gotta clean up my room a fair amount. I've made such a big mess. But that's kind of it. That's all this. That's the stuff I managed to get. Stuff I managed to get when I was in Japan. Yeah. Lots of merchandise, lots of food. I probably spent more than I should have, but that's okay. That's okay. It's a vacation. Probably not going to go back to Japan for probably another year. I never intended to go again as quickly, but when I got time off, Japan it was. All right, I think I'm going to call it there then. Yeah, the jet lag is hitting me pretty hard now. It's not going to be that much longer until I'm fully adjusted, but when I do get fully adjusted, that will be great, and I can go back to normal. Let's talk about schedule. I am coming up on a really busy season. There's a lot of stuff I want to work on, a lot of stuff I'm currently working on, and I think I am going to guerrilla my way through my weeks a little more. but I'm also going to try really hard to get a lot of collabs I've been talking about with people for a long time and get them off the ground. So when there's something on my schedule, it's going to probably be a collab. And if there's something not on my schedule, it's going to be Gorilla, I guess. So just if I have time, like there's a lot of music production stuff I want to work on. There's modding the Game Boys, which I think is kind of cool. Yeah, there's just a lot of projects that are in the works right now. It's going to be an exciting next few months, that's for sure. But yeah, look forward to that. But coming up this week on Friday, scheduled at 6 p.m., I'm going to be meeting up with Alato, BZK, and Lucian again. I think we got to come up with like a little subgroup name, right? Because we're going to play some more Deep Rock Galactic. It's the same crew that I played Deep Rock Galactic with last time. But Season 5 is out, and it's added a bunch of cool quality of life stuff and a bunch of new missions, and we're going to just keep progressing. I managed to unlock some cool stuff. Slowly off stream that I'm going to be able to take in with the group next time. Should be pretty neat. That's going to be at 6 p.m. on Friday. Not on my schedule. I think 3 p.m. my time on Friday, I'm going to be hopping into a Forza Motorsport collab, actually. I'll talk about it. I don't believe it's been announced by the person who's running it just yet. People probably... It's not hard to know who it is because they talked about it in their stream. But I'd rather not give too many specifics until it actually happens. But I will be hopping into a Forza Motorsport stream on Friday, most likely, at 3 p.m. A little early for me, but I think I'll be able to work it out. So it's going to be that right into Deep Rock. Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be a fun day. Sunday, AstraLog is going to be playing Mario Kart with the Kuma Collective. So Barry is the person I know the best from the group. I don't know if it's their group as in they own it, but they are a member of the group and going to be hanging out with the Kuma Collective. And nice casual Mario Karting, I guess. No salt, no sweat. I'm less good at Mario Kart than I thought I was, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun to play Mario Kart with a bunch of new people that I haven't really collabed with at all before. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I think there might even be more collabs coming up in the near future as well, so look forward to that. But there's so much cooking. I'm really hoping we could talk about some of this stuff soon. Yeah, it's gonna be great. All right, so I'm going to call it there. I'm probably going to switch scenes to my ending, and we'll find people to raid into. Probably going to raid into either Sele or Ken, because they're doing the Firefly pulling stream. Actually, now that they all have Firefly, I wonder what's happening. Well, I guess we'll find out. All right, hold on. Why is my ending screen all the way down there? Oh yeah, my ending screen is all the way down there because I usually use a shortcut to click it, but I don't have that in front of me. I don't have my keyboard in front of me, so I can't click the shortcut. All right, but thank you for joining. Thank you for looking at all my silly acquisitions and stuff. 17 nesoberis. So many. All right, but thank you for joining. It was a fun sort of recap of just a lot of shopping therapy, retail therapy. Is that what it's called? Picked up some cool stuff. I gotta clean it all up now because it's all over my floor. Oh shoot, hold on. One more thing. Where did I put it? It's more reflective stuff. But I also found the Arknights anthology books at Mandarake and picked up like the entire stack for under $10. For $10. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. It's missing 2 volumes, but I was able to pick those up separately. Yeah. Nagano Broadway, great place. Akiba, great place. Yeah. All right then. Well, thank you for joining. It was a lot of fun. Until we meet again, see you soon.